The concept of Marx revolves around this. He says about class. There are two classes, workers class, owners class. Owners always exploit the workers. As a result, workers, for their quest for money, they lose their human nature and they get alienated from the human nature. Once they get alienated from human nature, that is what exactly the capitalist wants. Once the capitalists are framed, they control the state. Once the state is there, then they again continue this exploitation. As a result, it will go on like a cycle. This is what Marx has said. So Marx's concept totally revolves around the so-called uh, class and relevance aspects. Now, post-Marx, there was something called some thinkers who has criticized Marx or who has upgraded Marxism, and in that one fellow is Gramsci. Gramsci is a neo-Marxist. Now, in Gramsci, look at this. Karl Marx is saying that capitalists are exercising the entire control, which means capitalism is controlling that hegemony. Now, Gramsci explains clearly what Marx never went into hegemony, but Gramsci understands the concept of capitalism into wider depth, saying that capitalism is surviving not because of something, but this is because of their hegemony that is present. So, Gramsci's entire concept is to upgrade the version of Marx. And he said that Marx failed to understand that there exists some support to capitalists or capitalists is enjoying hegemony. How to break that hegemony? You should have organic intellectuals. So he said that whatever Marx has said about class or capitalists are exploiting, but they are exploiting because of organized consent. So they got their consent, as a result, capitalists are enjoying. This organized consent is laying foundations for hegemony. And because in order to overcome this hegemony, you have to break this hegemony. The required thing is break this hegemony by organic intellectuals. And then there is one person called Hannah Arendt. And what she has proposed? She has proposed something called uh, the totalitarianism. Why there is totalitarianism? She was one person who has seen the atrocities of Hitler, fascism, and then she has said why people do behave like that, like Hitler. So Hitler behaved as a totalitarian, thinking that every power rests with him. Now, why that is present? Because there is something called ideology, role of ideology in totalitarianism. And then there is a triad of labor, action, and work. You have to understand. Now, this thinker is somewhat different from the other thinkers, right? Now, she has also said because of this ideology, people are going to have power. Power is a group phenomena, not an individual phenomena. So, as long as a group exists, the power exists. So, she is trying to speak about post-Hitler regime, why Hitler has done that way. So, she is speaking about totalitarianism, power concepts, see something different from the rest. So, what is my point that I wanted to say here? By this point of time, look at this: Plato, Aristotle, Machiavelli, Thomas Hobbes, John Locke, J.S. Mill, Karl Marx, Gramsci, and Arendt. Now, Plato and Aristotle. Plato was an idealist. Aristotle started making that idealism to be somewhat realistic. So Plato, I said he is a Socrates. He is not here. Plato and Socrates, they were together, known as most ethical or most philosophical persons. Philosophy. Political science was taken towards philosophy by these thinkers, right? I said in our earlier class. So political science started as a subdiscipline of philosophy, and the founders for that philosophy is Socrates, Plato, Aristotle. But Aristotle tried to modify the version of Plato. Now Machiavelli has divided this uh, politics from the so-called religion and from the so-called clutches of religion as well as from the so-called philosophy. He made it as an independent discipline. After this, you have Thomas Hobbes. who has given the concept of state of nature. So liberalism started coming out from Thomas Hobbes. And slowly, liberalism, true meaning was given by Locke, hence he is called as father of liberalism. Now look at this. Until Aristotle, it was idealism. They spoke about ideas, so idealism. But from Machiavelli is a person who said realism. You be strict realist, right? Now, third one is these persons, Thomas Hobbes, John Locke, J.S. Mill, they are proponents of liberalism, right? Idealism, realism, liberalism. And then they started speaking about Marx. With Marx comes capitalism, communism, socialism, right? Marxism. The other tenets of Marxism is in Marxism, we'll study capitalism, Marxism, and then the other tenets of this is communism, socialism, fascism. Right? Three things will come. Fascism is because of organic intellectuals or lack of organic intellectuals. So this is the thing. This is how the ideologies has come from their thinking. So I'll continue this tomorrow. What I mean to say this. So today I'll end here. I'll continue this discussion for a while tomorrow so that you'll get an idea what I'm exactly speaking about. I hope you got some understanding about previous year question. Tomorrow I'll continue this. Any questions, girls?
Yes, sir. I have a question regarding the
Oh.
approaches.
Huh?
I have a question regarding the approaches.
Yes, go ahead.
Up, sir, how David Easton criticized like uh, I mean behavioralist because he himself changed his ideologies from pure science to applied science.
Which one? Come again?
How David Easton criticized the behavioralist scholars
Hmm.
because
Yes. Actually,
I'm
see,
saying
yes, that is what I said. You joined late on that day. I clearly said this. Though behavioralism has been propounded by the so-called David Easton, he himself has criticized behavioralists. He criticized even himself. And then he said that we are behaving like sitting in ivory towers and we are perfecting that techniques. Rather than sitting in this, you have to make, now we have to make this as the so-called applied science. So he corrected himself and he started giving post behavioralism. When he criticized behavioralism, it doesn't mean he has criticized some other thinkers who has propounded it, but he included along with himself with the rest of the gang. So this is not criticism of one, it is a criticism of other persons along with himself.
okay, sir, understood.
Yes.
Sir, another thing is
Yes.
uh, regarding this post behavioral question.
Mhm.
We need to include seven features plus eight foundational stones, or only
No,
seven
no,
features.
no. Whenever behavioralism is there, there are eight foundational stones. When you are looking about post behavioralism, write seven features, but start with what is the criticisms of behavioralism. What is the loopholes in behavioralism is there, and then write the features of post behavioralism, write the exponents of post behavioralism, and write how post behavioralism has helped to resurgence of this political ideology.
Okay, sir.
Right. Right then, tomorrow I'll continue this. Let's join for this answer question. Is the module wise mains program. I'll uh, I'll wind it up here, political science, and now I'll start this class. Okay. Thanks for joining. Have a nice day.
Thank you.